The shortest distance between 2 points, A and B, is a straight line. But what happens when there's a bump in the road, a crevice, a nook, a cranny? Do you keep going or do you give up? Welcome to the Iconic Entrepreneur. As I stated earlier, we all learned in early algebra, elementary algebra if you will, that the shortest distance between two lines, A to B, is a straight line. But occasionally, there will be bumps in the road, crevices, there will be nooks, and there will be crannies. Hence, there is this principle called the Venturi Principle. It is named after an Italian physicist. His name is Giovanni Battista Venturi. He lived from 1746 to 1822. This is a mathematical equation which can be observed through the Bernoulli observation, which you can observe, if you will, through industry as well as nature. The Venturi principle simply is this. It is when fluid or energy is flowing through a pipe, or let's just say that's your life, and then it becomes restricted. There's a choke in this pipe, if you will, where the energy or the flow of energy becomes restricted. And actually the pressure decreases, but the velocity builds up. The pressure decreases because there is so much going on when you come to this area of your life. So you must speed up. You must still keep running fast, even though you're in this restricted area. So like it says in the Venturi Principle, this applies to industry and nature. So if you're aspiring to be an iconic entrepreneur, you're going to come to that choke in the pipe where things are going to be very, very difficult. Your job is going to be acting up. Your spouse is going to be acting crazy. Your kids are going to be doing crazy things. Your adult kids, that is, going to be doing crazy things that make you concerned, if you will. And life is just not going your way. Your car breaks down. You don't have the money to fix it. X, Y, Z, etc., etc., etc. That's that choke in the pipe of life. The Venturi Principle, as I just stated, is going to happen to you if you're not already experiencing it. But the Venturi Principle has a silver lining. Once you make it through that choke, that restricted area in the channel, the pipe, if you will, the flow of energy goes back to normal. But the key is you must continue to apply pressure and velocity while you're going through that choke in the channel. Now, how long will this choke in the road or choke in this pipe of your life last? A week? A month, a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? Who knows? It depends on your situation. But the key is you must continue to apply pressure in order for you to make it through this choke in the road and become an iconic entrepreneur that we know you are. Otherwise, you would not be on this video right now. Everybody's had chokes in the road, restricted areas of life, where it seems like everything was crashing down and it seems like life was just spiraling totally out of control. You must continually apply pressure when you're going through those trials and tribulations, if you will, because it does get better. The Venturi Principle proves it. You must make it through this choke to get to the promised land, if you will, where the restricted flow no longer applies. And you're smooth sailing pretty much. So remember, when you come to that choke in the road, continually apply pressure and velocity, speed. That means you don't slow down, you speed up. When things seems like they're crowding out your life, you speed up your activity and you apply an enormous amount of pressure and you will make it to the promised land. As it says in the Venturi Principle, this applies to nature and industry. And before I forget, I won't see you till after Christmas. So Merry Christmas to everyone. And again, thanks for sharing your time with me. Peace, love, and joy.